You guys remember last time? What happened last session?
I'm sorry.
We stuck our hands in the hole and we got sucked in, and that's where the session ended.
Sure. Do you remember before that, though? Like the session before that? Do you remember all of the stuff that you put into the hole?
Yes, I remember. I put in my rapier and a couple of knives.
I just want to
and
make
some
sure
other
you guys
things.
know. I don't really care. I wasn't taking notes. I was hoping that you would just be, keep that in track.
I mean,
I'm being a lazy DM here.
basically any weapon I had on me, I stuck in there.
Fair.
I put in a +5 Holy Avenger.
No, you didn't. It was a +6 Holy Avenger.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Vorpal sword.
What are we playing? 4th edition now? Oh, man.
3.5?
Well, +6 wasn't possible in 3.5. Jeez.
Oh.
Don't make me call up a rules lawyer on you. I'll get you.
3.5
You got all
modification.
rules lawyered on you.
So you see,
3.5.
you guys see as you enter through the hole, this dark void kind of rush past you as you feel yourself sucked into the hole. For those of you who are watching, you obviously see them sucked into the hole. Very similar to if you recall the movie Army of Darkness, when
Yes.
Ash Williams gets sucked into the book. And then he has to pull himself out. Before the pull himself out part, you kind of just get sucked into the hole, is what happens. And when you manifest, you can kind of feel yourself just being snapped back into your regular frame. And you also feel a slight chill as you're standing out in a snowy area, snowy field. The snow's kind of crushed down a bit, though, and you can see that there's a path underneath it. Kind of like how a walked path or a well-worn path kind of stands out over the overbrush to the sides of the path when it snows. Set on the ground directly in front of you are all the articles that you stuffed inside of the Manticore's mouth. And then further ahead of you, you can see along the sides of the road there are trees and such, but it seems that the path that you're on leads up to a bridge. If you turn around and look behind you, it looks like the path heads into a deeper forest. But the bridge ahead of you looks like it's no more than 20 feet by 10 feet. Small little jaunt over what looks like a frozen stream. Don't combine words because it doesn't work. Frozen stream. Frozen stream. And across the bridge on the opposite side, set between two larger, older growth trees, is a creature. A very large creature. It looks like it has the body of a lion. The front legs look like they're kind of rippled with scales, with very feral-looking black claws. All along its back, especially in the center of its back, are these black barbed spines that seem to be weeping this black ichor. And the tail, it looks like it becomes more reptilian and then just more chitinous as it comes towards the end of it. And at the end is a bulb with a nasty upcurved fang or spike or stinger. The face of the creature is like a lion in that it's set inside of a mane. Its face is very feral, but its lion-like features seem to have almost human-like qualities, whereas a lion you can tell is very feline. This face seems to have a bit more of a Disney-esque quality, I guess. It looks more like Mufasa in that it looks like it's more sentient. It doesn't seem to be terribly unnerved or upset or really caring of your arrival, but you can see that it's absolutely blocking the way. Its width and its size is blocking the way for this bridge. And when I said it was, it's about 20 feet long, it's about 10 feet wide.
So before we get into this, I'm thinking back to the way that we just got here through that hole, and I'm thinking back to the room where we put in our gear and then it showed up here. From what we've seen in that room, if we would have put our hands in, would we have also come here? Would we sort of understand that?
Make an Arcana check.
Guys,
okay.
DC's pretty low.
I think we're going to fight a cave troll.
That would be your assumption. Yeah. So
Okay.
you think that because of the similarity of those two entry points, and the fact that the items that you've put through are sitting on top of the snow, like they just fell there, your assumption is that if you'd put your hands into the mouth inside of the center room, you would have been brought here.
Okay, great. That's what I wanted to know. All right. Thoughts, folks?
My first thought is I'm going to pick up my rapier and my dagger.
You have your
Why don't
rapier
you
and your
use
dagger.
your charisma and make some conversation?
We could try that too.
But with a rapier and a dagger.
Yes. Granted, I don't have them out, but just figure
Sure.
I should put them on. Because why not? Oh my, he's a handsome fellow in that picture.
It's the best picture I could find of a manticore.
So I wouldn't want to approach
Nice.
all the way. Just move forward, basically to like the foot of the bridge.
hmm
I assume you guys are going to join me there. I
Yeah.
hope.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yep.
As you step there, as Zelbor steps there, kind of leading the group ahead, it seems to kind of turn its head towards you, its ears kind of like perking up, and you know how cats do, they kind of rotate their ears towards things they hear. It does that, and as it kind of looks in your direction, it's very noticeable to you that this cat's eyes, this manticore's eyes, are white with cataracts. It doesn't seem to be seeing you. And it kind of lets out a low growl, like an almost purr-like growl. Like
What do I know about manticores?
Make a nature check, nature intelligence.
Could I do a divine sense on it?
Yeah.
What is it? Evil?
So you're using divine sense. Go ahead and make a wisdom
no,
saving
don't do
throw.
that. Oh God, no! You
Darn it!
Damn it, why
I did
would
it
you do
again. I
that?
forgot about last time. It's been a while.
Okay.
forgot about the time before last time.
Yeah, I did.
Because I forgot
Forgot
about the time
about
before last time
This
until I
is
did it last time.
amazing.
Malik's eyes go white as he sees
Sweet.
nothing besides just complete radiance. Go ahead and lose another 2 points off of your wisdom score. And he falls.
Oh man.
He falls to the ground and is completely devoid.
hurts.
It went under 10, did it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, he falls to the ground and he doesn't seem to be aware of anything.
No, my roll
No,
was
no,
an
no, no,
11.
no. Does your
No,
Total
wisdom
whiz.
go
Your wisdom.
underneath?
Oh, yes, my wisdom did go under 10.
Yeah. Welcome to blindness.
Blindness is awesome. Could I use a luck point and not be blind?
Do you have luck?
I do. We
You
got
gave
one.
us-
You got 1 point, yeah.
Yeah,
We
you
have one
can.
perfect
You
opportunity.
can use your lucky point. Go ahead and click the roll again,
Please
please.
be worse.
Oh, wait, can I
love the
use
idea
the
of
other
that.
16? Or
No,
do I
with
gotta
lucky
use-
you
The way
re-roll
it
the whole
works.
You
thing.
gotta re-roll.
Oh, wait a minute, time out. I did that roll doesn't add in. No, it's not a saving throw. Was that a saving throw?
It was a saving throw. You would
I
add
get
what?
plus 5 to that.
So
I
it'd be
get plus 5 to that.
16.
16.
Okay, so you'd still fail.
All right. Well, I'll definitely re-roll.
Yes,
then.
please.
That sucks. Yes, please. I hate being blind. Being blind sucks.
That will
Little bit better.
succeed. If you have a plus
Great.
5 to that
That
as
was
well.
well worth the luck point.
Okay.
See, that's
So-
what happens when you forget what happened.
Wait,
between
real
one
quick.
time and another.
Real quick, you're not proficient with wisdom saving throws. And
No.
your wisdom modifier is what?
Would it be plus? It'd be plus 0. So, but
Hmm.
bonus plus
Your proficiency
5.
bonus is 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, proficiency bonus is 5, but then also my charisma is 5, which is
But
why I
you're
get the
not
plus 5.
proficient with wisdom, or you are proficient with wisdom? You're a paladin. You're proficient with wisdom. Never mind.
You're right. I
Yeah.
am.
The roll
I
indicates
am.
proficient.
Yep, I just
Yeah,
saw
I'm
that.
sorry,
I just
I
saw
am.
that.
I'm proficient with wisdom and charisma. Sorry.
Okay,
Gosh.
no worries.
Hopefully
So
nobody's watching this.
no, they aren't. So 19 will be fine.
I'm watching this.
You're still blinded, but you're not losing points of wisdom, and
That's a
you're
good thing.
also not reeling in pain. You're just blinded for a while, probably closer to an hour.
Oh jeez. Could Hawk pull him away from the bridge?
That's
He-
a good idea.
He's kind of like reeling. His eyes are kind of like glazed over. You can kind of like probably manipulate him a bit. He's not in agony or anything. He just can't see.
Well, okay.
All right, if you pull me away from the bridge a little bit, that would be good. At least so I'm not out in the front.
Does Boo's intelligence check give him anything?
So he looks at the thing, and you think it's a dragon, lion, scorpion, devil thing.
So I'm going to say, hello there. How are you?
Who are you? Who has come
I'm
into this
Zelbor.
place? How many are you? It sounds like many.
There's 4 of us. Well, 5.
What-
I forgot we have a elemental with us too.
What do you want?
His name's Rocky.
We're just trying to solve the puzzle of this place to get the thing of penultimate knowledge or truth or penultimateness.
As you mentioned, Rocky, he walks over, lowers his head down to the snow, scoops up Malik with one hand, and sets him on his head. Malik, you feel it's really comfortable to just sit right where you're put.
Sweet. I cast Lesser Restoration and cure my blindness.
Unblind myself. You can also use 5 points of lay on hands to do it too.
I'll do that then. That's fine. 5 points lay on hands. I forgot that I could do that.
Mhm.
Sweet. And then can I still be riding on his Rocky
Yeah.
back?
Yeah, he's got you up there.
Sweet.
Why not?
That's awesome.
But yeah, he asks, how many are you? And you say, oh, so many. And he says, why are you here? What's your purpose? You don't mean to cross the bridge, do you?
What happens if we do meet across the bridge?
Well, I can't let you.
Why can't you let us?
Because that's what I was told to tell you. And he kind of
Who
smiles
told you that?
with a Cheshire kind of grin.
Right.
The one who set me here, the one who placed me here. That's what I was told to do.
Okay, out of curiosity, would I have any idea who would have made this place or why they would have sent or like anything like that?
So you would know that the place that you're in seems to be kind of this weird menagerie of zodiac symbols, incarnations so far. As I say, go ahead and make an Arcana check with the information that you have to kind of think about what might have created this.
That is a really bad Arcana check for me.
So you recall that the place that is holding the Sword of Ultimate Sorcery, not this place, you don't think, was built by the ones who imprisoned Tovesh Nernon and cursed his blood. So some old ancient elves.
Okay.
He says, the ones who placed me here, they told me that I must protect the Lady of Winter.
Is she the one with the big black sword?
She does have a big black sword, yes. You've met her?
We've met her, yes.
Yeah, she's very nice, lovely woman.
We had tea.
But yes, we were sent here to get the amulet, and we were told that we could cross the bridge.
Who sent you?
Aradel? I'm just pulling stuff out of my ass right now, just so you know.
Sure. I've never heard of that person. He kind of lifts one of his weird reptilian cat front claws to his head and starts scratching into his mane. He sets his claw back down and kind of looks at Zelbor, but not really looking. He's just kind of focusing his attention to where he thinks he's at. So he's kind of staring at the tree, not so much at Zelbor.
Right.
Never heard of them. I'm sorry. I can't let you pass based on that. Impossible.
I'm going to walk over to Zelbor.
You're on top of an elemental.
I know.
The elemental walks over to Zelbor.
I'm going to jump down, whisper to Zelbor, really quiet, like just so he can hear. And I'm going to say, let's try to convince it that it's guarding the wrong side of the bridge and that we should be on that side and it should be on this side. I'm a real smart and wise person.
Actually, a really good idea.
Okay. So real quick, just real quick, a note. He said that he is guarding the way to the lady.
Right.
of winter. You just came from.
Yep.
Oh,
So this is the side.
we
Kevin,
actually
gain
just,
inspiration, by the way.
thank you.
we actually just came from the
Oh,
Lady
shit.
of
I
Winter.
already had it.
Gain it again. You're going to have to.
Double inspiration.
Double inspiration.
All right,
but
sweet.
we came from the Winter Lady, so shouldn't you be on this side of the bridge and not on that side?
Okay. With advantage, go ahead and make me a charisma persuasion check.
Oh, lovely.
Good thing.
Thank God for that advantage.
He rolled a 1 and he got a 16, though. I mean, geez.
Because he is dang good.
The
Words.
the manticore starts kind of sniffing around and kind of places his nose against the tree he's next to. He goes, "I think you might be right. Thank you, traveler." And he starts walking across the bridge. The stones shake against his weight. As he kind of gets up to his full weight and starts kind of walking, you see that there are two bat-like or dragon-like wings on his back. And he starts walking across the bridge. It looks like there's enough room for you to pass him by if you'd like.
We will do that.
Sure.
Single
Why
file.
not?
Does anybody
Yes,
want to
single
do anything as you're passing him?
No.
Does it have like a thorn in its paw or anything like that?
No.
Yeah, I kind of just want to take a general look at it.
It has big reptilian front claws that are cat-like. It has like a really weird, like wild-looking mane. Looks like there's bobbles and bits throughout its mane.
We
Also,
need to
inside of its
we need
mane,
to get the thing to kill the dragon.
also,
I
You know what I mean?
go ahead, Kevin.
Do you remember
I
that?
thought of exactly what I would do when I
Right.
walked by it. I would
Uh-huh.
I would cure its blindness.
You're gonna cure its
It's
blindness.
already letting us pass. Yeah,
Okay.
with lay on hands.
Do you just
Are you
reach out
sure
and
you
start?
want to do that?
Do you start?
After we're all through.
Wait. Do you
No, we need one of its spines.
Hold on. I like Kevin's idea. I want to see where this goes.
Okay, wait, Kevin. Do you just reach out and start grabbing on the cat, or do you say something
No,
before you
what
do?
what I would do is that I would say, "Thank you, wise beast. I am going to cure your blindness if you will give us one of your spines, or spines,
Okay.
please."
Cure my blindness. I'm not
Yes,
blind.
I can do that.
I can see just
You are?
fine. How dare you assume that I can't see? Ugh.
How many fingers am I holding up?
What are fingers? He
They're
goes,
these little wiggly things on my hand that I'm holding up.
well, then probably 3. Well, I mean 3. I mean 3. I can see 3.
How about now?
I'm just gonna touch him and heal him now.
He kind of looks at you and says, is it still 3?
Is it still
No.
3?
Okay. As you touch him and use your 5 points of lay on hands, he is going to
Yep.
he's going to rebel against you because he is a wild animal, or I don't know.
Also,
He's very
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll be back in a second. My food
Get-
seems to
get
be
it.
Figure out what's going on.
I got it. That's cool.
He's going to take a wallop at you. 23 hit.
Oh yeah.
Take 26 points of slashing damage. He hits you just as you're like finishing the heal, and it kind of knocks you against the side of the bridge. And all of you guys are like, whoa, because it's a mean hit, like a solid stroke.
Yeah.
And it looks at you in surprise, and like looks like it was about to raise its other hand to swing it again at you, kind of just wildly in a random direction, and it stops. And its mouth kind of just drops and hangs open. You know how cats sometimes, when they're like just hanging out, they'll just have their mouths open? He's doing that.
Yeah.
He's looking
I'll
at
say, "You are welcome, great beast. Now you are even more fearsome and powerful, and an unstoppable guardian. May we please have one of your spines as a thank you?"
He kind of starts looking around at you guys and goes, I've never met such a nice group of people. Most people try and fight me and wound me. You are
We're not.
kind. And then he starts looking at Malik and just like focusing on him. I want all of you to make a wisdom insight check.
He's in love.
Oh my gosh. The cat man and the fish man. Or the cat and the fish man.
You are on fire knowing exactly what I'm thinking tonight, Kevin. Get out of my fucking head.
Well, I have to admit that it was Andy who said it first, and then I'm like, yeah, you're
Fair.
probably right.
But yeah, the two of you that did actually roll, it does look like the Manticore is looking at Malik like he was a tasty treat. But he kind of like, stops once he notices people are looking at him, and he kind of says, "You've healed my eyes, and you have told me correctly. I am on the wrong side of this bridge, guarding the incorrect passageway. You are right in that. I shall give you my spine," and he kind of snaps one down to the ground, and it hits the bridge, um, and it kind of makes you do kind of a double take on the bridge itself. Mel, make me just a wisdom perception check, please,
All right.
because you are on point today.
He is, boy.
We'll see about this roll. Hey, that's
Yeah.
a good and a bad.
The spine hits the railing, and you kind of go over and kind of grab it, making carefully sure not to let the ichor that's flowing out of it touch you. And you kind of wrap the spine in that, in like a shawl or something. But as you're kind of looking down, you see that the waterway underneath is frozen solid, and it has tracks all along it that seem to be going under the bridge.
I'm going to point this out to Boo. He probably already noticed it, but
No, he didn't.
I'm gonna like I would think he noticed it. I'll say, Boo, what do you think about those tracks down there?
What do I think about those tracks down there?
I don't know. What do you think about the tracks down there? There's tracks that look like they're on the ice and snow that are leading under the bridge, like they're walking under the bridge.
Medium-sized humanoid tracks?
1 second. It's a good question that I didn't think about taking into account. So, no,
I'm gonna give
they're very large.
And what kind of print is it making? Like
Like
a paw print? Or
it looks like booted.
footprint?
It looks like some sort of booted foot, but very large. Very feminine-looking footprint.
Yeah, that's the place we just came from. We need to go. Yeah, get back there eventually.
Okay, cool. We found our way back. Good job, Boo.
Did we get the spine?
Yay.
Yes, I did.
Yep.
Let's leave before we outstay our welcome. That's what I'm thinking.
Before we fuck this up,
Yeah,
we did
get out.
really, really well,
Okay.
guys. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't have to fight the Manticore. Quick, get out.
One last note before you wander off. When he stands over on his side of the way,
He's gonna
he's
kill Rocky.
no, Rocky gets past.
Okay, good.
Rocky's with you. But when he gets past, he kind of favors this side, and you notice that there looks like there's a small, just kind of pathway that leads down the shore to the waterway. And you can see that those footprints are in the snow up that pathway and embankment. So it doesn't look like he's so much guarding the bridge. It looks like he's guarding the path down to under the bridge.
Aha. All right.
And in hindsight, you remember him kind of favoring one side of the bridge more than the other when he was on the opposite side. Okay.
Very cool.
You guys
Nice job,
are
Kevin.
walking through and onto the path, correct?
Yeah, the path he was guarding, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, again, let me reiterate.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I just didn't have a quick way of phrasing it back to you because you took way too long to explain it, and I didn't need to reiterate your entire explanation.
Gotcha.
But we're on the same page.
Sort of. Yeah. If you guys are walking through, the path seems to go on for a while, and a kind of mist appears out in front of you. And after a fashion, the mist kind of descends down and kind of clears a bit. And what you feel is kind of like a cold air, but kind of more of an autumn keening than like a winter's wind. And you see rising up out of the mist a mountain or mound with a keep set on top of it. And you recognize the keep as the one you've been to a couple of times. Your tokens are already in the positions that they're in, but yeah. You know that if you go back down the path, you guys will return to the center. If you guys continue up, you can go through the path to go to the... bear with me here.
Sorry, guys. I think I just screwed us because now we'll have to go back and go through that.
No, Kevin, it's fine. We got what we needed from there. So
Sure. So
Okay. We got the spine thing. All right. I'm thinking there was something else we needed there.
Well, we need the worm's fire to light the
The fire and
the
heat.
fire.
And
The question is, how do we get the worm to the area where the force dwarves are?
We just need to steal the worm's fire.
Yeah, I think that we need to go because didn't we need the manticore thing for? I forgot. Was that for the worm or was
That's
that
to
for
kill the
Yeah,
worm.
to kill the
That's what
dragon.
the dwarves said, right?
Yeah, so let's kill the worm and hopefully then we can steal his fire somehow and bring it back here.
Or we threaten him with the spine to give us his fire and let us pass. We don't actually have to kill him, but like show him the spine and be like, "This thing's going down your fucking throat if you don't divvy up some of that fire shit." Y'all feel?
That's a good one. That's a good idea. I like it.
Got a plus 16 to persuasion. Like, let's give that shit a shot before we try and fight this fucking thing. Know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, how big is this spine that we have? Is it like too big to put on an arrow?
It feels like in your grasp, it has kind of a wider like base than its top. But despite that, despite the awkward grip, it kind of feels like the head of a lance or like a rapier.
So
Firing it with a bow would be very difficult. It would reduce the range to 20/60, and you wouldn't be proficient with the attack. Any magical traits of a bow would drop to the spine, though. So I guess there's that.
could I mount it on a javelin? Because I do have a javelin.
If you were to throw it, you could throw it like a javelin, but it wouldn't be a weapon you're proficient with. You just use your strength modifier. If you put it on a magical javelin, it wouldn't grant its magic bonus to that because you're really just, using it as like a head cap. Or you could stab with it like a blade or like a foil. You wouldn't be proficient with it because, again, the handle is really weird. But yeah, it would definitely be hard to stab something with this unless you're shooting it out of your back.
Okay, guys, listen to me on this one. I'm just trying to figure out, like, if this goes to hell and we have to fight that dragon, we should have this spine in the hands of the person most likely to be able to kill it. And right now I'm thinking that would be Hawk, maybe Boo. What do you guys think? And it would be nice if we meet this thing to have somebody have fly on them, like the spell fly cast on them. They could have this spine. They could just fly up and stab it. But I think we should give it to Hawk. What do you guys think?
Well, first of all, who has the spell fly?
You.
No.
No, he has a broom.
I have a broom.
Would you want to fly up and stab it?
Yes.
No.
Yes, you
Like a
would.
really
You would.
But your name is Hawk, and Hawks are supposed to fly up and kill things, right?
Can I use the broom?
I don't know.
Is that the magic item you're attuned to? Nobody uses the broom.
No, I don't think you have to be attuned to a broom.
I don't think you do.
I'm pretty
I haven't
sure.
used the broom, though. Is that a problem?
But
Yeah, it could be a problem. If you're like long bottom, maybe if you're
John's
like
gonna
a
have me
potter.
do dex checks or something.
Yeah.
but
Oh, well, I'm horrible at dex.
What you guys doing? You guys are still standing or
Yeah,
outside the
sorry,
keep.
we had to describe this because I think this is important for when I'd hate to like get into a meeting with a dragon and then be like, oh, I'm not sure what we should do. Oh, you know what I mean? Like if we have a plan, at least we can try to talk him down, and if that doesn't work, we can have our best person like charge up and stab it.
I mean, I suppose I can let you borrow the broom, but I want it back.
We'll see what happens. I might not come back.
No, you aren't going to see what happens. You're going to get it back to
No,
your new fucking broom.
He will give it back to you, I'm sure. He was
Well,
just joking
I
with
will, if I'm alive, I'll give it back to you.
you. You don't even say that, guys. We're gonna be fine.
Yeah, if he goes inside of the dragon, I mean, it's not like he's going to be popping right back out with a broom.
Yeah. Sure.
Although Hawk cutting his way out of the middle of a dragon like Drax and Guardians of the Galleon
Oh,
2
yeah.
would be
Cat
fucking
totally
dope.
just rolled your cam.
Kitty.
Stabbing at it. All right, cool.
Cat's like, I must
Tell me I missed from the inside, John.
Uh,
Roll what?
Yeah.
so you guys going for?
fucking AC on the stomach line.
So just one more thing before we do this. Do we think that the creatures are unable to leave their realms? In other words, it seems like these force dwarves are afraid of the worm, right? But the worm never comes here.
Right. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh
With
shit!
wisdom.
I just realized something, Hawk.
Hold on.
I'll tell you guys after you figure all that out.
Okay.
You saw what you thought to be the footprints of the Lady of Winter in the Manticore's chamber.
Right. So my question was like, why would the pile of wood here be here? Maybe the worm comes here. Maybe the dwarves weren't they afraid of the worm? So why would they be afraid of the worm if it didn't come here?
You've got a point. Maybe we need to walk up to it.
We
say,
need
hey,
to
you
lure
suck.
it here.
Yeah.
So why don't you talk to who has the rod of rulership?
Boo.
Can you talk to these dwarves and figure out if the worm has attacked here before and when and all that?
Well, they clearly it has, because they're afraid of it. And
Well, like under what circumstances, so that maybe we can lure it back.
All right. Yeah.
You would know so far, based on your pathways, that there is no connection point from the room for Breathian to the room for the Key of Iavis. So you would know that Iavis, from what you're guessing, is connected to the provider with the one passageway that you know you can go through, and then something else with the locked weird door. And then with Breathian, you actually know one of the ways that it goes. No, you know none of the ways that it goes to. You've never left that place besides backtracking.
Yep.
You would know that the Tyrant, that one led to Breathian through the grave, and you would know that the Saint, or Kassan, led to that one through the inner cloister door, but you instead used the Radiant door, which led you from there to the Soldier. Making sense yet?
Yeah. I think so.
Actually, at this point, I'm going to have Zelbor make an Arcana check.
Arcana check.
Can I roll that too? If I'm prepared?
Yeah, go ahead.
That was
I always-
a really crappy.
I always forget that
Why
you're
doing crappy rolls?
proficient with it. No, you guys aren't picking up on it yet. Oh, somebody wants to give inspiration to Zelbor for that roll.
Oh, I'll definitely
You have
do
2
that.
points, yeah.
I've got 2 of them. I'm going to forget about them if I don't
Okay.
use them now.
Zelbor.
Go ahead. There's one.
Okay.
Oh shit! I'm proficient. That should have been a 20. I
Oh, okay. Then
clicked intelligence check with proficiency, so I rolled a 20.
okay, then both of you will get this.
Right.
Both of you get it.
And you're still spending that inspiration again. No, you don't
Yeah.
spend it.
What the heck?
You don't have
Why
to if you
not?
don't want to.
I want to.
Okay, fine. So both of
I
you
just
guys
did it.
would pick up on this. When you were in the Mother, well, actually, we'll start not with the Mother. We'll start with the Judge. When you were in the Judge, there was a pathway that led back to the Mother, and a pathway that led onward to Ryan, the Tyrant. So the month for Barum is May. The month before May is April, Adar, the Mother, and the month after is June, Ryan, the Tyrant. Do you see it yet, or do I need to keep walking through it?
Oh, you're good.
Do you get
So
it?
you're saying they're like in an order.
They are in sequential order. But as you guys are sitting there talking about that, it seems it goes in chronological order all the way around from what you gathered, except for one time. And that was with the Mother.
Right.
The Mother's strange secret door didn't lead onward, it led backwards to the Wraith. Its easy pass led you to Baron, the Judge, the next month in the progression. So the advancing the month, progressing to the next month, has caused you to find out the secret of the chamber, find out the secret of the place, and move through it that way. So your assumption at this point would be, since you have entered into the Soldier from the Saint, and that was its secret pass to do so, you would assume that taking the easy path to the Soldier would lead you back to... Oh no, sorry, hold on. Right, that's what I mean. So then, yeah, it takes you to the Wanderer, and then the reverse, and then so on and so forth, and on along the progression. I think that's the one portion where I actually mixed up. The easy path should have led you to the Saint. That's the only one I messed up. But everyone goes to the next month. That's what we're going with on the worst DM. Continue.
Cool.
Hey, I just clicked on Cure Wounds because I'm pretty hurt, but I wanted to do it level 3. For some reason, it healed me up level 1.
Okay.
Like, I don't know what's wrong with my character sheet. It's weird. So I'm looking at it. It looks like it should work.
I mean, shouldn't you? No.
I don't have enough lay on hands. So
Oh.
I'll just roll the extra dice. Who knows why it's doing that. Anyways, continue with what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm done talking. You guys are just figuring out what you're going to do. Tell me what you're doing.
So, Zach and Matt, it seems like you have a better handle on this than me. What's going on?
I mean, I thought the plan was we were going to go to the worm, we were going to threaten him, you were going to take my broom. He didn't obey, try to shove the manticore spike into his giant dragon ass.
Sounds fun. Let's do it.
Sounds good.
Is that everybody okay with that?
Zach, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm on board.
Okay, sure.
Just take care of her.
As you sheath Sentina and start holding the spine, you can hear her just, I can't believe you're going to use another weapon other than I. I'm not okay with this.
Wow, she's a
Wow.
Gosh, maybe I should do it.
You feel like
You
you're
have
going to have some trouble
issues?
swinging it with
Yeah, maybe you should let me do it.
her.
I mean, if you tell us about this, I'll.
So
say
I
that.
feel like I'm going to have some trouble swinging it.
Like you're going to have disadvantage on all attack rolls with things that are not die Sentina.
Oh boy, I'm going to definitely mention that to the others. That's a mess.
All right, give that to me. I'll do it. I got a plan. I won't even have to use the broom. I'm going to use my dimension door. I'll dimension door up onto its back, start stabbing the shit out of it, and either one or two things will happen. It'll die or I'll die. What do you think?
Are you sure you don't want me to have it? Because I got 60 feet of range, like with sharpshooter. I can go up to the max.
Then will it work if
shoot it?
So to keep you
He
guys
could, but it'll reduce the range to
20/60, but he's sharpshooter, so he doesn't care about the penalty.
Oh,
I mean,
Right.
I'm fine.
I can at least shoot it 60 feet with my bow. I have a +5 to dex, even if I'm not proficient, but I can turn it into a magic arrow using my arcane abilities as I fire that spine, giving me a +1 to attack and damage.
I'm
Sure.
fine with giving him the manticore.
So
I didn't know you could do all that.
Yeah, exactly, which is why I'm thinking if Hawk can't have it, you might as well give it to me, and I bet you the broom will get me close enough to 60 feet that I can fire that shit off, no
Real
matter
quick.
how far the target flies.
Real quick note. So we're in a triangle situation here. You just measured out the range of 90 feet. It's actually elevated about 100 feet above you when it stares down at you. So the angle that you're looking at here is more like 140 feet. So you're going to have to move yourself up 80 feet to get in range. I don't know how fast your broom flies, but yeah.
It's 50 feet per.
Okay.
That's too. Oh, because I guess the dash doesn't work out.
It'd be his action to dash, so his first turn would be wasted moving.
That's
Action
bad.
surge. I can do it all.
Oh, action surge. Okay, yeah, good point.
I'm a fighter. Don't forget.
I always forget. I always forget you have Arcana train. I always forget what you are.
I know. I'm a fighter. I'm a magic fighter with a bow. It's fucking weird as shit. I love it.
So you guys are going to step out. The same thing that happens the last several times you've been here happens again. It crunches its claws.
I was going to say, same thing as the last few times, just in case it is.
Resilient sphere is ready to rock and roll. Got it. You've probably done a little bit of, in the center room, some play testing with the broom, so you got a handle on it. Also, if it requires attunement, you've done that already. So are you just like a bat out of hell bolting, or are you going to try and do some dialogue first?
We can try some dialogue. If the dialogue doesn't work, we can step out of the room, and then we can step back in, reset the timer on his fucking crazy beam ray, and I can try the bat out of hell technique.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And then you guys we follow up, we fucking surprise attack, step into the room, I'll take off, we'll all just jump on him.
He looks down at you with his white, hot eyes.
I think we should try talking and then step out again. You know what I mean?
We have a proposition for you.
Again, you come here. Again, you are told to leave. You shall not pass. No more warnings. Leave now or die. And his breath starts to hot up.
Manticore spike.
You keep talking, he breathes at you. Everybody make some saves.
What kind?
Time to throw up my resilient sphere.
If you guys hadn't been, yeah, you said you were going to.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm losing
what
that.
saving throw? Everybody gets +5.
I haven't
on it.
decided yet, actually. Bear with me here.
Charisma?
No, bear with me here.
I'm in a sphere.
Are we all in the sphere?
No.
Sadly, no. But I also
Oh,
have no hit points.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody, or one person, pick your representative. Roll a d6.
Go for it, Kevin. You're on fire tonight.
Oh gosh. All right, I'll do it. Just remember this. You asked me to do it. What's a d6? One? One's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's hard to get. I do two of them at the same time. No.
He's figuring out what type of breath weapon he's using on you guys.
Oh, he has
I love the way he says "you guys."
I'm in
Yeah.
a sphere.
Hey, Rocky's not going to get hurt if it's like poison breath or something.
Can we duck? We duck behind Rocky.
Too late now. Maybe. I don't know.
Go ahead and make Constitution saving throws.
Oh, con. That should be a good one for a couple people here.
Everybody's within 10 feet. Is the sphere immune to damage?
It is immune to everything except for disintegration, I believe.
Okay. This is acid, so.
I think we actually all get +5 on this.
A second.
Oh, wait a minute. Is mine already taken into account? No, it's not.
The sphere is immune to all damage by attacking. There should be. Oh, a disintegration spell targeting the globe destroys it. That's the only thing.
Okay.
That was
Because of the one you,
disintegration breath.
because of the one you rolled, I actually have to designate targets. Zelbor was the one talking. Hold on. Actually, I'm shooting directly down. Let's see.
I
We
think.
get all of us, right?
Yeah, I'd imagine.
I'm gonna say no, not all of you. You all rolled your
Did I
save.
fail?
Right?
Because I'm gonna use a lucky point if I fail.
It's not gonna hit you, so don't worry about that.
You get 17.
I'm gonna say it hits everybody besides Rocky and Boo. Actually, it's gonna hit Rocky because Rocky's not off to the side; he's behind. He'd be directly behind you. So we good on rolls, right?
I got a 22 actually, because
Hold on.
and 22, 28, and 17 for Boo.
You just said it didn't hit me though, right? Or did I?
Yeah,
hear
because
it
I can't get a line on you and the other
It's
people.
all good.
Yeah. And I mean, hopefully the sphere will negate my need for saving throw.
So, reading your sphere, it says you're going to do it as a reaction to it popping up. An unwilling creature, you're not putting anybody else in it. Nothing, not physical objects, energy, or other spell effects can pass through it. Well, that's fine. And weightless, and globe, and da 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 da. Yeah, it's just going to hit the globe, I guess. Yeah, if you didn't make a DC 18, you're taking 50 points of acid damage, which would be the 25 is half. Yeah, the Gaul or Earth Elemental Rocky. Hold on.
Oh, don't kill the Earth guy.
Eh?
Does acid hurt the Earth guy? Because it's kind of like, Earth.
It hurts normal. It doesn't do anything extra.
No special. All right. Well, 25.
He's got 20. He's gonna take half.
Sweet. Stay strong, Rocky.
It looks like it carves a bit on his face, but he seems cool. All right, so Auto's Resilient Sphere basically makes Zelbor useless in a globe. He can't really move or do anything, but he can be pushed along. Looks like Rocky's ready to hamster wheel him up the steps if necessary. In response to that, roll initiative.
Roll initiative.
Fuck it. Let's do this thing, boys.
Yep.
This is so ugly.
It's all you now. Oh, man. I am going pretty far back in initiative, probably.
Come on, Boo.
Poppycock.
It's probably going to roll a 1, though.
Where is Matt?
That's what dragons always do.
He's trying to get food. The people who are supposed to have delivered it to him are being...
Goddamn dragon. For all of us.
We definitely want to split up now, guys.
Really? I thought staying in a tight-knit group while he breathes fire on us was a good plan for the long
It's an
term.
awesome plan.
Man.
Doesn't look like the dragon actually rolled. Hold on.
You rolled a 14.
That was for...
that was for
Oh,
the
that was
Rocky.
for the... Okay, right.
That's a big dragon, isn't it?
Oh, I see. Hold on.
Do you think I should attack it with my net?
It's too big.
I don't think that'll work.
I was going to catch its tail. Not. Oh, well.
All right. Let's try that again. There it is.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's perfect, actually.
Every square of steps is difficult terrain, treated as such. You guys are moving at an upwards pace, and like I said, it's 100 feet above you and 90 feet out from you, so it's about 150 feet hypotenuses diagonal up away from you.
Dude, folks, I think when Boo goes first, if the shard doesn't work, we need to go out the door, so I'm not moving out of this area.
All right. I don't know. I'm thinking about going there and attacking it, but it would require a lot of hitting.
I don't know. Yeah,
Kill it.
I don't know.
Probably.
I mean, we'll find out pretty quick if the spine works or not. You know what I mean?
Right. That's why I'm saying don't move too far away from the exit.
Yeah.
Except for Boo.
I just realized the template on this stream is actually the West Marches game one. It's not this one. It's fine. It's too late now. Whatever. Go.
Oh, Dan's in the chat.
Drop him in. He all of a sudden shows up in a ripping time.
Come on.
Yeah,
We could use some Cardiff.
Yeah, but now we can always use a Cardiff. Chat. Where is he? I'm not seeing him.
In
the
Twitch.
other chat?
Twitch.
Oh, in Twitch chat. I was looking in Discord.
Oh my god, I have 3 viewers, you guys.
Rocking
We're
it.
still becoming popular.
Well, it's everybody in here and Dan. You should be watching Twitch in the background too. Just mute that shit. I just need the average viewers to be 3, so I can get affiliate by cheating.
Dan, if you're watching this, Dan, you need to warp in here, man.
I told them I planned. So Hawk, you're up. What are you doing?
Isn't Boo first?
Boo's on 12.
That's
Yeah,
Rocky,
yeah.
my friend.
Who's
I'm 12. He's 12.05. I'm 12.
How do you have 2?
I don't have 2.
Oh wow.
Doesn't. That's Rocky.
I see. It's doing
Rocky's first.
It's doing it again. Hold on a second.
Can I order
It has
Rocky to do stuff?
it has initiatives from the other room.
Oh,
Yeah,
Weird.
it's bizarre.
indeed. So Malik, what did you roll?
You rolled an 8.
8.
Okay, and Boo, you rolled a 12,
12.05, and Hawk
Yeah.
is a 12.
and Zelbor rolled a.
He didn't roll yet.
He didn't roll. He's away.
He's going on 1.
Yeah,
All right.
that's what happens.
We're good. All right, so Rocky goes
Double
first.
anyway.
I'm going to tell Rocky to go. Can he fit up those stairs? Will he be able to run up those stairs?
He can actually move faster up the stairs than you guys can, and in addition to that, he can either pick up or push the Autologue sphere along like
We're
a
gonna have
hamster
to push that
wheel.
sphere.
What do you have him block for us so we could take the effects of the acid or whatever?
I don't know if that would work. Do I get the
Okay.
idea that would work?
Make
Block for
an
us?
insight check.
All right, let's do this, guys.
So
Inside.
I'm back. Sorry about that. I just
No worries.
that was. I'll tell you guys about that later.
So,
not the best.
You're pretty sure that Rocky is an earth elemental. unlike the ones that are bound by your bowl before you gave it away, he doesn't seem very smart. But it doesn't sound like, from what you've seen of him, he's going to do anything that you suggest that would put him in harm's way. He doesn't seem like he's vigilant or anything. It just seems like he is going to follow your commands, but he's probably not going to do anything that's going to unwarrantedly put him in danger.
Okay.
Right, let's screw with Zelbor. Push Zelbor up those stairs.
Okay.
I can push myself up the stairs.
Yeah, but the Earth Elemental starts pushing your ball like a hamster ball up the steps as it glides up the stairs.
You better be running.
Actually, it ignores the stairs, and it just does this.
Sweet. You're going to be right up in there in its face. Don't worry, I'm following.
And its speed is 30, so that would have been 30/40 would be 100 or 80. Yeah, that would have been a dash. So he pushes him up to here. He goes just straight up through the trees, pushing the wheel, with Zelbor kind of just tossing along inside, kind of running to try and stay on his feet, and then kind of rolling a little bit to get up to that position.
Cool. Now it's going to be Boo's turn.
And hey, you don't have to rearrange because I'm at the bottom of the order anyway.
Yep. Where's Zach? Aha, he's moving.
Yeah, I should be able to get to there, right?
I don't know. How far is there?
Okay, so
Are you on my broom?
you're kind of you're on the broom. Yeah, so it would be
50 feet at an angle.
so basically just half
my action surge.
half your
dash.
just half your distance in this direction. So if you're moving a total of 80, you'd be 80 away from where you or 40 away from where you started.
I thought he said broom had a flying speed of 50.
Did he say that?
So I have a total of 100.
He did.
Yes.
So then you'd be 50 away from where you started.
Right. And so that means from right here, I moved 50 feet. And now I'm within 30 feet, which should
You're not on the
translate
same
to
level
60
though.
foot.
It's higher, yeah.
Yeah, so it's 60 feet.
Okay.
So that's within the range, correct?
50. I said 120. I don't know how it's working out, but yeah, sure.
It's a broom.
It's because I can move 100 feet and I can shoot 60 feet. So if the total distance is 140, I should be able to get there with a dash. I could burn the action surge, but with the broom moving 50.
You can. Well, no, that would be double move to get to that position. So you're gonna have to action surge if you want to take an action.
Yep, and I'm gonna fire the bow.
Okay. Just
Hit it.
roll a dexterity check.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice.
Because it's going to be minus your proficiency bonus.
I took the proficiency off. If you look, it's only +5 dex plus my bonuses from my bracers and my fighting style and my magic arrow ability.
You right.
Holy
Go.
You right.
+2 for the magic bow.
Okay. The second you hit it with the spine, its forms just wobbles. It seems to kind of just like shake a bit, and you see like the outer casing of it. As you kind of see more now, like as you're up closer to it, you realize that it was some sort of strange phantasm in that it appears to be an outer layer of like ectoplasm or something, not physical, or it is physical. It's not solid, more of a liquid, but you're not sure like what it is. Regardless to the point, it pops like a bubble when it's hit by the spine.
Nice.
It starts spilling out onto the ground, and from its center, you can see what looks like its heart. It's the only thing that's inside of it that's not just goo. Fall into the snow right there. It's massive and large, and then you see these strange bindings kind of come up from where you can see it and slam onto the heart as it sits there in the snow and pull it inwards. You don't know what happens to it because you're lower than it. We're exiting out of the combat scenario, so everybody else is rushing up the way.
Holy crap. Nice job.
Boo, you rush over to it, kind of flying on it with your broom, or sorry, Zelbor's broom, and you see this heart about a little bigger than a hand, like outstretched, and it's completely covered in these strange metal bindings. The metal bindings look like they have elvish writing on them. And it looks like this.
Wow. That is cool. What does the Elvish writing say?
It just seems to be enchantments binding the contents there. And it also looks like it's encased with the bindings with this green kind of stone.
Can I read the binding? Does it say...
It's magical protective wards. Basically, it's very high arcana transmutation. In fact,
none of it delineates what's actually inside.
Correct. Some of the Relanic script that you're looking at looks like it's actually forming Sylvish words or very old, outdated arcane words from the Elvish, lexicon that aren't really used any longer. Like thou and these. Okay. The other thing you would note about the snowy mountaintop once you get there is there's in the center of it, about where Hawk just moved his token, this strange kind of upcurrent that's just kind of lifting up the snow in the center portion off of the ground. I assume you don't step into that, Hawk.
No, definitely not, but I would mention it to the others. Does it seem natural? Is it hot or cold?
It seems neither. In fact, it doesn't. It seems warmer than the exterior because of the icy, snowy cap, but it feels like a warm summer breeze in that point, but it's offset by the chill around it, so it just feels perfectly climate. You would actually notice, like now looking out and around, out of the forest, pulling yourself out of the woods and stuff, that the atmosphere around you, it's bright, sunshiny blue sky. All around you with like small cirrus clouds kind of like up in the heavens. It looks like you're on the top of a mountain on a warm summer day. But this specific point that you're standing on seems to be augmented specifically by this strange summer wind toppling down or up, or you aren't sure, it's just a weird upcurrent off the top of the mountain.
I'm going to take out I carry a deck of cards. I'm going to take out one of the cards and flick it into the...
Whoosh! It goes wisping off into the sky, and you see it just start descending off into the trees.
I was going to play solitaire.
Do me a favor and go ahead and...
You're down the ace of spades.
I know.
Go ahead and lose Queen of Hearts.
Okay.
From your deck, notate that.
Sure.
You're down to Queen of Hearts.
Can anybody... I can read Elvish. What does it say?
Yeah, it's just arcane markings.
Oh, just arcane markings. Hey, come on up here, Zell. Stop messing around in that gerbil ball. Hamster ball, whatever.
I mean, I would probably just let that hamster ball go. I just was eating, so I didn't want to get grease on my mouse.
Inspect this heart. It looks magical or something.
Well, we need to take it with us, that's for sure.
I don't read Elvish.
Yeah, but you read magic.
Ask Boo.
Hawk reads Elvish as well.
One more apology. The other thing that would be remaining in the weird goo, which kind of now just kind of coats in with the snow, is the spine. But it looks like it was broken in half in the progress. So there's a smaller barbed portion and then a larger, like club-like portion.
Keep it.
Would you like this? Hey, Boo, why don't you hang on to this? Just in case it comes in handy sometime.
It can be a memento.
Yeah.
So we want to know if there's any kind of other passageway, because there's always a passageway out.
Real quick, what do you do with the heart? Do you just hold on to it, or are you packing it away, put it in a bag?
Kind of holding on to it unless it does anything that warrants me to put it away.
Doesn't seem to be doing anything weird. I was just wondering if you were putting it away, that's all.
No, just got it in my hand.
Okay.
Maybe we should put it in a cooler. Carry it around.
No, the heart doesn't seem like hot or anything. It's fine. It's got these weird bindings on it. I was just wondering if you put it away.
So let's think about this. That somehow the fire from the worm lights the blaze in the dwarven area. How is that? Do we need to put the heart on the pile?
That's my guess.
With a shot.
Or at least show it to the dwarves and ask them if they recognize it.
Everybody make a wisdom perception check.
I like this summer breeze here. It's pretty nice.
Makes you feel fine.
Something
Okay.
the Casbah in your mind.
Hawk.
God damn, I've been rolling like shit.
Hawk, as everybody's kind of talking and you're like playing with the breeze and you see the card flip off, you would actually notice that the snow about where the thing burst kind of is clearing,
Yeah. Hey.
and you can see the stone. And it looks like, from what you can see from your angle, there might be some kind of point of egress into the mountain itself about here-ish.
Ooh.
Oh, so maybe we can have Rocky check that out?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rocky goes over and points at it.
All right.
He doesn't really say anything back because he's a rock.
But is that something that requires digging out to get to?
He does make kind of like a churning stone sound. Does anybody speak primordial?
Nope.
Okay. He kind of makes a weird churning.
I can always cast tongues on myself.
Yeah, you could do that if you want.
I might
could.
do that.
Hey,
Okay.
we could take like a ride down the hole that was melting in the snow too.
So yeah, I cast tongue on myself. What's Rocky saying?
Rocky says, I think this is a hole.
It's a fine hole here.
This is the best use of tongues ever.
And then he looks at you and he
Yeah,
goes,
I think it was.
do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. And honestly, it wasn't worth it.
Can you tell me why he brought me here through all of that water?
Malik.
Because he heard that you were good at kicking ass and we needed some help.
I was bound here by him, and he points at Hawk. And I've been here for a long time. Make an insight check, actually, when he points at Hawk.
Who?
Zelbor, you can't understand it.
How did I bind him here?
Oh, good. I actually have insight. So, insight.
Wisdom, yeah.
Okay. I failed. Wait, John.
That's horrible.
I'm going to burn my 1 luck point of the day.
I love killing these luck points. Yeah, go ahead and smash.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Why not?
Hey!
Oh, good recovery.
Better, much better.
When he says him, you take it as him, but he's saying he or him in reference to like more of a like himself. Like, you know how if I say there's a guy over there, you know, but I might be
Generic person.
Yeah, right. It sounds like he's referring to it as a him over there, and Hawk is not an earth elemental. He would say that human over there, or that weird guy or weird thing over there. It sounds like he's referring to something earthy when he points at Hawk and kind of at his core. And then he's the one who bound me here to guard the outskirts of this place. And then a bunch of water came out of nowhere and swept me into a bowl. And then I came to serve him. Well, I say serve, but I feel like I just have to do whatever he says, you know? Don't you feel that way sometimes?
Oh, I feel that way all the time.
Airing of grievances.
Just a real quick note, by the way. You can understand what Zelbor is saying. You cannot. Everybody can. You cannot understand what he is saying.
Oh, great.
It's like Chewbacca and Han Solo is basically what's happening.
You just hear Zelbor very sarcastically say, "Oh, I feel that way."
And then in reply. So it looks like this doorway has been opened by the fact that you killed the dragon. Possibly you killed the dragon in the way that you killed the dragon. And then there's the sweepy air up above. You never stepped inside of it, though, right? Like full on into the center of the ring, right?
Right.
Okay.
So
Does
let's
anybody
do
wanna
that
try
now.
You should grab your broom.
Do you?
Back in the hamster ball, I'll put you into it.
I can't bring the hamster ball
Oh,
back.
come on.
I don't have any more spell slots high enough level.
Wait, I got an idea. Maybe Boo could take his broom and
Wait.
fly into it.
Do you want to try
I
that?
have 1/5 level spell. Not going to do that.
Do you want to try flying into it?
Not
Wait,
really?
Okay.
I would have given the broom back at this point. Like, Boo has no intention of hanging on to that any longer than he needs to.
He
I
caught,
feel like it's
he
more
caught the
important
golden
for-
snitch. It's over. It's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I
I pulled it off and then like flew down almost immediately. I handed him the broom like a badass and walked away.
That was easy.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Legolased it.
Exactly. It's all good. That's what I'm here for, because I can't roll any other things other than that attack.
So, do you guys all want to go together through the one passageway, or do you want to split up and have one person go into the
No,
wind?
no, he's tempting us. No, we're not splitting up.
You know that you can always backtrack and meet at the center.
Hey, man,
Let somebody go.
I think we stay together.
Malik, if you want someone to go in there, you might have to do it yourself.
Mel, do you go into the wind?
It's just so tempting.
It feels really nice on the
if
outskirts.
you don't want to go in by yourself, I'll follow you. But like,
All right, I'll go in. Boom,
Okay,
wherever it
you
is.
see,
And then there were two.
you see Malik, much like the card, just fly straight up into the air.
What happens to him?
He just seems to
Disappears.
fly straight up into the air, into the cloud. There's like a cloud directly above head, and he goes right into it.
I will
doing that,
follow.
I'm screaming, I'm flying!
Mark that off on your sheet, Kevin.
The Rocky says, I'm not going to do that. I don't care what you say. And he points at the hole and he says, this is the way I want to go. And he just keeps pointing at it, hoping someone will pay attention. But the only one that understands
That's
him.
what we're gonna do. We're waiting for Kevin to come back down, though.
You said you followed him, Nobu?
yeah. I told him I would. I didn't,
man,
fucking did it. We're doing this.
We're gonna go to
Anybody
a
else?
crazy place.
We're doing
Following
this,
him?
man.
No. So,
This
are
is
we following
where-
him?
If I want to fly, I have my broom.
But now but do we want them to be by themselves?
It could be dangerous.
We
It
could all
could be
die.
dangerous
This
to
could
go
be the
alone.
end of the
Take
game.
this.
This is where all the +5 holy Avengers are kept.
How high is it, John? How many feet?
Oh, he looked like he went several hundred feet in the air and then just vanished into a cloud.
So more than rope we can tie together.
Into a cloud, yeah.
Okay. Rope up into the cloud.
No, he's long gone. Like if you're throwing a rope, it's just gonna gone.
So in some of these rooms, there's a regular exit and there's a secret exit, right? Is that the secret
Correct.
exit?
I mean, didn't seem like much of a secret. It was right there.
Right.
Do we want to follow the?
While you guys think about that, I'll go ahead and get back to the other two. Is that okay?
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna stay put for a little while.
Okay.
We're not going to go through the hole.
So the rock is still pointing at the door that he likes. One last chance. You guys going into the rock hole?
Shit, what are we doing,
man?
Matt?
Go into the rock hole.
Fine. Okay, fine. We're going into the rock hole. I'll protect
Perfect.
Zell.
All right, bring my rock guy.
His plan is working out just the way he wanted.
You guys go through a cloud, and you see a bunch of sunlight, and the next thing you know, you're laying out on a path. And as you kind of get up from the ground, just feeling kind of weird and discombobulated, having been vaulted into the air hundreds of feet, you realize that you're on a very familiar path. Rocky's not there.
Oh, where's Rocky?
But you would realize that this path is the path where the tyrant was, and there's no sign of the hobgoblin forces that were there before. You can see the dug up graves, and you can see that the tyrant Ryan has not moved once.
Well, do you want to go back?
That, or we chickadee check out that other exit and see where that one goes.
Yeah,
Keep
let's
going
do
forward.
that.
you can go back to the center. You can go straight on forward, or you can go down.
Yeah, straight on forward, not to the grave.
No, put your token back.
Okay. I thought we were moving up that way.
He's gonna copy and paste us to the next map.
Yes.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know all this mechanical stuff going on
It's
in
cool.
the background.
The path leads on for a while, but eventually it gets kind of storm cloudy dark up ahead, and just kind of strange. Then the clouds seem to just become like stone rippling around you, and then you feel you're in a hallway, and you can hear noises up ahead as you enter into a courtroom.
Aha.
I think that's
Both
right.
guilty.
Let me double
Oh
check.
man, we gotta step back out of here real quick. I just killed
Yeah.
a dragon and I have no excuse for that.
Yeah, true.
Do either of you have the gavel?
Hog has the gavel.
Hog has it.
Then it goes just about like it did last time. I'll go ahead and pause with you guys and move back to the other two. You guys are going to. You can of course leave. That's always an option.
That's what I'm
That's what we're gonna have to do.
Okay.
Like back to the center room. I'm not dealing with this shit.
You guys go into the stone way. And it leads down, and then after a fashion, it kind of opens up out of like a stonework like street, and up ahead you can see a series of steps that lead up to a set of double doors. On those double doors is the image of Vivariu, but the face has been replaced with an old man's face, and he's holding a rod out. You've been here before.
Okay, so the saint, right?
Correct.
So, should we just go back to the center room and see if we meet them?
Yep.
Let's do that.
And Rocky's following along with you, but it just looks like he's annoyed, and he's not really taking commands. He's just following behind Zelbor. So,
is he muttering to Zelbor?
Yep, if you go into this room, you realize that you can go back out the way you came, you can go towards the inner cloister, and the radiant door is still present in front of you to go through.
Just go back and we'll meet them in the center.
Okay.
I'm sure they'll make it there eventually. And if they don't, then I don't know.
So, Boo, we're telling them we had the best time ever, right?
We
They
always
missed it.
have the best time.
Yeah.
The center.
We like flew. We get there. You missed
Yeah,
it. We were
with
flying.
Zelbor. It was loads of fun. Hung out with some old friends. Made some new ones.
Mhm.
Luckily, time kind of didn't have any meaning. We were there for like what seemed like a year. No, I'm just kidding, you guys. Just a little joke between friends.
Wouldn't that be crazy if it did?
Yeah.
I need to teach you how to lie properly.
Oh,
That's
I don't
not
need to
going to
know
happen. That is not going to happen.
Yeah. I don't need to know how to lie. I like to
What,
joke
you
around with
got
you
a plus
guys.
15?
So we still have to go through the secret path through the 100th way, because we went through the normal path of the Manticore, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the normal path of the Manticore you think is what you went through. The secret path you are pretty sure about on 100 is underneath a bridge.
Does anybody
Wait,
need
this is to
any-
get to the keep?
We're just talking about secret paths right now.
Okay.
Right, because the point of this is to unlock all the secret paths, and then we can go through the final secret path.
Let me give you a quick
Also just-
helper real quick. Go ahead.
which
Go ahead.
one- I was going to say, isn't there one of these we haven't been through yet?
You've been through all of them now. So real quick, let me give you the month by month beating starting in spring. The month of effectively April, Adar, the mother. You have 2 points of out, and those points are the normal path up the hill and the flower key. Okay. You have the judge. You have 2 points of exit. You have to be completely innocent. If you're just kind of innocent, you can go into the Bailey on the side. If you are absolutely innocent, you can go through onto the Monarch's room. The Monarch's room leads to the next month, June, or Ryan rather, where you meet the Tyrant. You defeated all the hobgoblins. You dug up the correct place. You found the path to Brethian, which is inside of the grave, and you found the path back to the judge in passing by the Tyrant. Okay, in Brethian you found 2 paths, the Summer Breeze upwards and onwards, and that leads to the Tyrant again, bringing you back to the Tyrant, and the path that is only available if you destroy the dragon by some means, which opens up the cave inside of the mountain, the frozen cave inside of the mountain, which leads on to the Saint. The Saint, you've opened up both passageways, but you've only gone through one. You would know that the inner cloister passageway, which was made available to you after you've given the tithes, leads back to the dragon, to the worm rather, and the radiant door that you opened when you solved the riddle regarding a hole led onwards to the soldier. You would know that the soldier has 2 paths, and you haven't solved those yet. One path is heading down into the base and going into the Wanderer. Excuse me. But it seems that there is a second path that's beyond a huge army.
So we need to go to the soldier and give him the magic weapon, right?
Yeah, but continuing on, the Wanderer had 2 paths. There was a fire pit, which you guys went through and dealt with. And when you did, there was a pass back, and that led to. My brain's working. Hold on. The path back from the Wanderer
The
led
ship, right?
to the Soldier. The path onward, which required the key, which required the trick of the fire. You had to put out the fire in the fireplace. Led onto the ship. Yeah, which was the secret path from there. And then hers, you had the passageway down into the hold besides the one you entered in, which led onwards to the keep. And you had the pass from the key to her captain's place, which led to. Hold on, I got it backwards. Reverse. Down into the hold, puts you back to the Wanderer. Into her captain's quarters, led you on to the keep. The keep, you have two passageways, only one's been opened. And the one that, or neither have been opened, neither have been walked through. You guys have left every time from the keep out back the way you came in. You have yet to go through either of the two doors. The Manticore, you've exited out of one door. Just the one. And Talvi, you left out of one. With the Manticore, the door you left through puts you back in the keep. Your assumption is that the secret one leads you to the Huntress. And then with Talvi, you don't know where the other secret place is located, but the path that you did take led you back to the Manticore.
So, should we try the fire or the soldier?
I think we should. I guess we should just get the soldier over with, and then we can do the keep straight on through.
So there are two paths there that we don't know anything about.
No, one of the soldiers.
Oh, one of them's to the Wanderer. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And there are two paths you can go on, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on.
Can we go the path less traveled?
The path less traveled, right? You guys could have taken the airlift like we did. You may want to go back and do that before we leave this place. That was awesome.
I'm good, thanks. I have a broom.
Well, that's true, but Hawk doesn't. And with a name like Hawk, you'd think he'd want to be flying. He'd be flying up there going,
he would.
Hawk can borrow my broom.
Yes. Anyways, yeah, I think we should go do. Well, listen to this, guys. Maybe we can give that spine to the guy because it's not really magical, but it's pretty awesome, right? They killed a dragon. What do you think?
The spine's broken now, though, so.
Yeah, but he's just gonna stick it on him anyways, isn't he?
Well, the question is, do we need to give a gift every time we go in there?
Yeah, we need to give him a magic weapon if we want to go.
We have that +3 sword. I thought
that's true. We could
absolutely nothing but +3.
I say we give him the sword, just
whatever.
Get it done and over with.
Oh, that's so awesome, though, that sword.
Yeah, but you're not going to use it, and Hawk's not going to use it, and
I can't use it.
Bow, so
yeah, I'd use it if we had like a +1 sword. Then I'd just stick the +3 on my side. But that's all right. I understand.
We need to make the sacrifice.
Yeah, we need to make the sacrifice. Yep.
It's either that or give up your trident.
I'm not doing that.
Right.
I love when I read my own notes and remember why I did a thing.
He did a thing.
It's going to be great. What are you guys doing? Soldier, Keep, Manticore, Huntress, or the Wraith if you want to get heckled a bit.
Let's do Soldier, right?
God, it's been so long since you guys have been to the Wraith, though.
Yeah, I hate that guy.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to go him last if we can.
If I remember correctly, there is a direct point of egress to... Yep, down to the left of the central room, and into that room, there's a door that leads into the soldiers' area. Let me go ahead and just move the map here. Up ahead, you see that there is an obelisk sitting in front of you with a door set in its face. Behind that is a huge field, and on the opposite side of the field is a massive army set ready to take you out. You guys move towards the door, open it, and head down into the crypt. And you see lying on the ground a familiar, wounded soldier. After a fashion, he begins to heal himself and start picking up weapons. Looking at you guys all very familiar, and he says, "It's been a couple times since you guys have been down here. Do you like the show?" He kind of just smiles as he sets a great axe on his back. Got any help for me this
time?
What'd you say?
I said, I think we're going to follow you this time.
Oh, yeah? You got any help for me? Anything that might be able to assist?
Hell yeah.
I'm going to just start doing the soldier boy.
Yo!
Do it, Matt.
You made so much money off that song.
So, do you hand him anything?
Come on. We have the +3 sword, yeah.
Yeah, we hand him the +3 sword. Whoever has
He
it.
goes, oh. And he takes the, I assume you hand it to him hilt first, and he takes the sword in his hand and he says, I'm just a soldier. This sword is fit for a king. He kind of smiles and he
That is
says,
true.
so interesting. And he kind of just starts looking around curiously. The sword is absolutely fit for a king. In fact, I think this is a tyrant's sword. And he kind of just looks around, and as he's doing that, you guys notice that the weapons that are on his body just start falling off of him and hitting the ground, and as they hit the ground, they splash into blood.
Ooh, wow, this guy has lots of tricks.
He takes the sword, and once all of the weapons have left his body, and he's wearing just the raiments of a soldier, he rushes forward to the shrine of this weird demonic beast and lances it in the chest. And when he does so, it recoils like it's actually like alive. It moves. The stone grinds as it offsets. Rocky's taken aback. He's like, "Whoa, that's a little harsh, man.
Don't
Killing
do
my
that to a
kind."
rock.
After he finishes stabbing it,